how are we? I'll just wait a second for people to catch up. I think it's my phone, if I'm perfectly honest. My wife should be here at some point. Normally takes a few seconds. Hello, Jim. How are you, mate? Hello to my wife. Right, so yeah, I'm live. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a bit better. I had a seizure a couple of days ago. My wife saved me. I'm really sorry that I ripped your nail off when you tried to save me, which you did save me. You saved me from smashing my head. So thank you for that. But I am feeling a bit better. My wife told me to be honest and say not feeling 100% because I'm not, but I am feeling better. So today I've got loads to talk about today, to be honest with you. Probably too much. Obviously I made the log burner this week and I've had a lot of people message about the log burner and it being good. I mean, I'm not a metal worker. However, I am conscious of the safety side of things. I've had a few people, Dave and Fritz, mention that it can be dangerous, obviously with carbon monoxide. I'm putting a couple of carbon monoxide testers up either end of my little workshop just in case. We've got the flue. I'll turn you around in a minute and I'll show you the log burner, how it's doing. It's on at the minute. It's doing really, really well. It's been going for about a week now. It's great. I absolutely love it. I should have done it before. I've got another couple of gas bottles that we want to adapt. We want to do a couple of other bits and pieces with. So we're going to make a bigger one. If we can get them. Again, recycle these gas bottles. They're not sort of taken and not taken back to Calagas or anything like that. I had a couple of them comments saying that we're stealing them from them. These are abandoned bottles. These are given away or they're found. And they are about, have a look on Gumtree, Facebook, things like that. I will reiterate though, when you're emptying these gas bottles, fill them full of water. You can't compress water. The water will push the gas out. However, the vapor does stay in, so keep doing that. I would do that 2, 3, 4 times, whatever you're happy with. Then tip it out, let it air out, let it dry, and then lay it flat. I personally then I put my burner near it to just release any, if there was any left in, because I didn't want any blowback when I was cutting. So that's that touched on. What else have we got? We've got, yes, I'm doing a bird box camera. So, for anyone that didn't see me make this, I made this. I adapted my bird boxes that I normally make, and I've put a camera in, just inside there. There's the lead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it just above, on the house, above my workshop, put power to it, and somehow we're going to try and do a bird cam. So you can click on it at any point. Hopefully if we get some grey tits or blue tits or anything like that in the bird box, you'll be able to access that and hopefully see the process of the eggs and the chicks. We had some last year at the end of the garden, so I'm hoping. My wife said I've got to get this up. I'm going to get this up today, so that's on my to-do list. Let's move you around to the burner. So sorry about the noise. It's my holder. So there's my burner. So a couple of things I want to talk about. We're doing this. I obviously painted it black. So the black paint restorer that I used was this. And as you can see, it's obviously discoloured. I am disappointed because it doesn't look anywhere near as good as it did. However, I have been told there are a couple of other paints that I can try. This does say a restorer, so I'm not slagging this company off. It's not designed for a gas bottle. I understand the gas bottle is a different material. Another guy did mention that to me, that the steel is different. So again, I'm not ripping you to pieces on this. I'm just saying it doesn't work for the gas bottles. I will try other paints. I do know that it goes discoloured. It's just I'm a bit finicky. I like the idea of keeping it looking nice, and it's not as nice as it was. So I will change this at some point. I'm not 100% sure to what yet. I welded my pipe on top. I'm not a terrible welder. I'm not a great welder. I'm not terrible. So I welded it, but I also put some fire cement around just in case. Now I know quite a few of you have said about the carbon monoxide. I do understand, but if I can just show you my roof, there's gaps all the way across, so I've got really good ventilation. If you are doing it in a more concealed area, definitely take advice from either professional welders or professionals when it comes to carbon monoxide and things like that. Safety has got to be paramount. I absolutely agree. I've also got it set on marble. This is just again free. Lots of people give these hearths away. They don't seem to hold any money or any value. You can hear it pinging away. I do understand as well that there's a gap where I cut it out with my grinder. You can see obviously the fire behind it, so it will leak a little bit. I do understand that. I get it. So what I'm thinking of doing, and I've took advice off a couple of welders, is making another door to go over that door, and then put in, somebody told me what seal you can get to actually make it seal. The handle I made, so when I close it and lock it in, it sort of pulls it into position. So I just made a cleat here, cleat there, and then as I close it, you'll probably see it actually goes up and seals it as best as it can. So all I've got is just the cut mark. I will change it. Like I say, the only reason I was okay with putting that in right at this moment is because of how much ventilation that I have got, and I've got doors both ends as well. So I'm happy and I feel safe with doing that. I have got some more gas bottles outside, like I say, that I'm going to be looking at maybe doing more of a pizza oven, or maybe a potato oven, or even like a barbecue type. So having it sort of long ways and opening it so it opens like a barbecue. And so I'm going to try a couple of different sorts. I've got some ideas to do that as well. We'll go outside and have a look at that in a minute. I will bring you back round here because there's a couple of other things that a couple of people have spoken about. I think it was Jim that actually mentioned. I was looking at doing some ashes for somebody in a cross, in something like this. It was mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and it's been on my mind to adapt it to see if we can actually get something to put in it for ashes that is secure, because my mum and dad passed away sort of 10-11 years ago now, and this sort of thing is sort of close to my heart, and I have spoken to a couple of other people that have gone through, well, some terrible things. So Jim mentioned about these test tubes, so I ordered some. I think I've got a pack of, there's 50 or 100. Again, I can put a link below from Amazon. The plastic, I have drilled, I think it's that's a 16. It fits all the way through into a 16 with a little bit of play. The 14 is a bit tight. So I can now think about making some crosses, some thicker crosses, putting some ashes in and inserting the test tube into the cross or into a piece of timber or something along them lines. So I'm going to carry on with this sort of project to see what people think, or any ideas that you think that you would enjoy. Enjoy is the wrong word, isn't it? Something to put ashes in that mark the respect. I mean, even sort of animal ashes or anything like that. We've got a cat with ashes as well, so I can look at adapting these sorts of things as well. What else have we got? If anybody watches Walking Dead, I know I'm a massive fan of Walking Dead. The Negan bat, the baseball bat. So I found a baseball bat years ago at a car boot. Just I say an old bat. It was all a bit dinged up. I've started sanding it down, and I'm going to make the Negan bat, but the real Negan bat. So with real barbed wire. Again, Amazon. I think this is about £8, 10 meters. The bat, I believe I paid a couple of quid for. It did have a split in the handle, if you can see that. But all I do with my splits is super glue, clamp it, leave it, and then sand it. It sort of not only fills that small gap, but obviously pulls it in nice and tight. So that's a project that we'll be on for next week as well. What else have we got? Yes, so bird box cam. I made that one with the little camera that was inside, and the camera, I believe, was, I think it was 20 quid. Again, I can put a link in the description. Now, to power that, it has got a battery, but I don't want the battery to run out, because I believe every time the battery runs out, then you put a lead to it, you have to open the lid to turn the battery back on. So I don't want to be doing that. So what I've done is I bought an extension, a male, a female to male, yeah, USB. So what I can do is I can actually plug that in, because they're low voltage, obviously make it waterproof, run it down the side of my house, which is the side of my workshop, into either a power pack, which you can, these are quite cheap now, and these last quite a while. I left it plugged in for a while to this to see how long it would last, and it lasted about 3 days. However, if we put it straight direct to a plug, it'll obviously have constant power, which is what we want, and hopefully then we can get some birds to start nesting in it. I will put that up later. Kim, I know you're really tech savvy, so if you could have a look at, maybe, I don't know how we'll do it, putting a link so people can go to the bird box to have a look to see if we've got chicks in it, or if you have to physically upload it. I'm not 100% sure. If you guys know, please let me know. We can do something with that. That's our idea anyway. Kim loves getting up in the morning, going down to our little patio and watching the birds, and we're lucky to where we live in Derbyshire. We've got land around us. I don't think we appreciate sort of how lucky we are. So I'm going to be doing that. What else have I been doing? Walking sticks. We give a couple of walking sticks away. Jim and Sean were the ones we give them away to. I believe Jim received his. I think the other one's still on its way to Ireland. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they work for you. I did say that maybe when we get to 10,000 subscribers, which is a big ask, I understand that. I'm only just over 4,000 subscribers now. I'm asking for this not because I'm getting paid or sponsored, but because genuinely we've got a really nice little community of people, and honestly I've had absolutely no hate. I've had a couple of people sort of saying, well, that's dangerous, but nothing is took off the table for me. I will get back to you regardless, I promise you that. And somebody's put this morning, it's dangerous, and I take it on board, because they said that there's small particles that can still leak out of your exhaust and out the door. I take it on board. I won't shy away from anything that's said to me. That I promise you. I'd like to adapt the log burners into maybe a smoker or a barbecue, and I'll definitely do that. As summer is approaching, I've got some summer ideas to do as well. Not only with the barbecues, but somebody mentioned about the pallet wood. Do a patio set out of pallet wood. Absolutely, I'm all over that. The actual table that we've got on our patio still was a temporary table that we made out of old decking when we moved in. And it's still there. It was only temporary, just so we had something to sit around just for now, and it is still there. Every year we sort of say, well, we'll do something better, but we never seem to get round to it. So this year might be the year that we'll get a load of pallet wood, hopefully get it for free, and I'll make I'd like to make an L-shaped sort of patio set. If that's the sort of thing that you're interested in, fantastic. Also, somebody mentioned about playhouses. I have made playhouses in the past, and I would love to make them again. So again, either out of free decking, free pallet wood. I do love the free side of things. Life's expensive, and not everyone, and timber's expensive. I mean, going to timber merchants now is hideous. I built a bed for my daughter, and I had to go and get a few bits and pieces from, I think it was Wicks, and I'd spent 100 quid before I'd even really gone into it. and that was just on a couple of bits of batten and a couple of packs of screws and things like that, 100 quid. So the more free stuff we can get, the better. This is one of the walking sticks that I'm drying out. My friend who is, what is it, Sweet Chariot Woodcraft, he does the bow and arrows. I do follow him. He's a really, really talented guy, and he's been helping me out with what sticks are what. So I've got this one. I'm actually doing this one for my wife, but it still needs a little bit of drying. So I sort of stand it near my burner a little bit, and we'll be drying that one out, seeing how this one goes. I've also got some sticks that are in the airing cupboard. Leave them to dry as long as you can, for obvious reasons, because then when you start treating them, you don't get any sort of blistering or peeling and things like that, and then you have to sort of revisit and redo them. So the drying process can be a bit of a pain in the arse, and I am a bit of a pain for jumping the gun with getting on with things. So dry them out as best you can. Airing cupboards I find great. Next to my little log burner, I'll put them there as well. So on that note, let's take you outside and have a look at these gas bottles. So here we go. So somebody give me this gas bottle. When I did the log burner, the one that's in my workshop now, sorry about my chickens, they're very, very loud. There we go. So when I did the other gas bottle log burner, taking that out isn't the easiest. The best way of doing that is laying it on the floor, either getting some, not mole grips, I forget the name of them, a wrench, get a big wrench on it, or a really, really strong adjustable. My adjustable was a really heavy duty one. I managed to get it. Before you start cutting it, make sure you do that. Like I say, the residue that was left in that gas bottle was more than I expected. Thankfully, my wife told me to go a bit further with it and make sure that I fill it more and more, empty it, get that gas out, empty it as best you can. That's all I can say. The more you can do that, the better. I did light it after I'd done it. Let me straighten that out. After I'd done it, I lit it with my blowtorch. I laid it flat on the garden. Obviously the top was out, and I just give it a little flame because, like I say, when I cut it, I didn't want the blowback of if there was any residue left, and there was. So like I say, what I'm going to do with this one is I will fill it with water. I'll take the valve out the end, like I said, fully take the valve out, hose pipe in. I have got a couple of videos on this. Hose pipe in, let the water keep coming out, overflow it, empty it, same again, empty it, and then what I'll do is I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for it to completely dry, even any residue of water, let it completely evaporate. That way then, I believe that there shouldn't be any residue left. But even still, get your blowtorch or a flame and just flame it just to make sure before you start cutting. Like I say, I'm not a metal worker, but that would be my new process on doing that. What else have I got? So I've covered patio, furniture, gas bottle. Oh yeah, with these sorts of things, I did mention about the ashes on these. Somebody mentioned about wedding centerpieces. Now me and my wife actually did ours, and I do think we did do something like this. I'm sure it was like a test tube, and we put I can't remember what we put in them, but somebody mentioned about it, and they are relatively easy. I mean, again, I did this just before the video, just for the sake of this video. Drilled a 16mm out to put the test tube in. So I could and will look at that. So if you've got a wedding coming up, if it's yours, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Something for the middle of the tables, something put in these, or even if you get your guests to do that. I'm not 100% sure how that would work, but I just thought that somebody mentioned it, thought it was a great idea. Also, a laser printer. I've been looking in, and I've mentioned which one, not laser cutting, but when people, I've seen them do it, and I know nothing about it. My problem is, I think it's the technology of it. If anybody knows about this laser printing or burning onto timber, please let me know how you do it, because again, I'm sure it's a software that goes on your laptop, so it would have to be my wife that looked into that. But I do like the idea of it, and we have actually got we actually got asked the question from Derby County Football Club about maybe doing the burning onto some doorstops for them. So it's really intriguing me, but it's a bit out of my wheelhouse. I don't really know how to approach that. So if that is something that you do or have done or even seen, please reach out. You can get to us at woodworkinglife@hotmail.com, and you can send any photos or anything like that way, and we can speak a little bit more private rather than just on YouTube. And that's something that I'd be really quite interested in looking at. That's sort of I think it's my next step for doing that. Again, I've seen them and they range between, I don't know, 100 quid and £1,000. I'm completely lost when it comes to things like that. So let me know on that. What else have we got? We've covered that log burner. Titanium cup, somebody mentioned. Wherever I've lost it. I have got a titanium cup because I did put my cup next to my log burner, and obviously it gets hot. So I ordered a titanium cup. Again, if anyone's interested, I can put a link. It doesn't get hot. I say it doesn't get hot. It does get hot, but the heat transfer on the cup won't burn you. So the titanium cup next to the log burner was a great idea. Again, that came from a welder, I believe. It said rather than use ceramic next to your log burner, use a titanium cup. So I made a little cleat here, which obviously gets hot. Which obviously gets hot, but the heat transfer from the cup doesn't burn your mouth. Ideal. And there's my other bits and pieces. Right, so onto the Etsy. We did the Etsy experiment of making our little ideas, my little mascot hashtag, bird boxes, phone stands, different log phone stands, all sorts of different bits and pieces. I think there's about 30 crosses. There's about 30 or 40 different things that we put on Etsy. The reason behind doing that was just to see, because on Etsy, and again, I go on YouTube quite a lot, there's a lot of people that turn around and say they can make hundreds and thousands on Etsy by selling chopping boards or phone holders or coasters or things like that, and it looks like they've sold thousands and thousands. But somebody did message me saying that people can get around that by using different software, different bots, different things, because I found that even keeping the price in line, they're not selling anywhere near what people are saying that you can. So be careful when watching certain videos on YouTube or certain people on YouTube to what you're making. I found that the things that I make, I enjoy giving away to people that want them, as in family, friends, say, oh, can you make me a bird box? Same as the bird box camera. We looked online at Amazon, and I think they were about 150 quid for a bird box camera, which, yeah, it's expensive, but you get, you know, if you're that way inclined and you want to see the process, people buy them. However, genuinely, if you want to make a bird box cam and, you know, put it up for cheap, I believe that one cost me in total with the free wood no more than sort of 25 quid. I'm happy again to put the dimensions, put a link if that's something that you're interested in. Absolutely no problem. What else have we got? Let's turn you back round. And I found my cup. There's my titanium cup, look. So again, if you're interested in making a log burner and not burning your face off on your cup, then maybe the titanium cup is the way forward. What else have we got? Let's have a look. So we've done that, yeah. So my next move this week, I feel, is going to be an adaptation on the log burner. I really want to have a look at doing a bigger one for the patio, so it'll have a grill or a grate on the front, so obviously it doesn't have to be as sealed for carbon monoxide because it'll be on the patio. And I really would like to see if I can make some sort of barbecue type as well. Yeah, so that's about it, I think. I think what we'll do is I can put a load of links in to what I've ordered. That's the cement, the fire cement that I picked up. They actually come with a pack of 2. I use that around the top of the flue. Again, around my weld. It does crack, and obviously it dries out quite quickly when it's lit. But again, speaking to another guy, you can get some sort of heat sealant that I believe you go over the top of the cement with the heat sealant as well. And if you're going through, I've gone through a tin roof, so I was a little bit concerned about the heat transfer from the chimney through to the tin roof. So I put the cement round, which has helped. It gets sort of lukewarm, but the heat transfer is very minimum. So I do suggest if you are using it in a workshop, shed. I mean, I've seen people use these log burners. I know they've bought a lot of them in tents. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous doing it around the side in my workshop, and I know I've had a few people mention about it not being great because you can still see a flame, carbon monoxide. How do people go about putting it in a tent? I mean, putting a flame in a tent is surely detrimental, surely really dangerous. But I've seen it done, and again, I do watch a lot of YouTube, and I do a lot of research, and I struggle with that one, if I'm honest with you. However, I just want to absolutely confirm that we do our absolute best when it comes down to safety. I have put a thermostat on the top as well, which I was told to move. This here, it's actually running just on the top, on the edge of normal to cool. So I told it rocketed right up, and someone said, put it on your chimney, and that'll give you a truer reading. So again, if you're looking at doing one of these, get some airflow in the bottom. Again, all I did with the airflow at the bottom, if you can see, is just on a little hinge with a bolt. That bolt doesn't get too hot. I was going to put a little wooden handle on that because I thought the heat transfer would be worse. It's not too bad. As in, it stays open. If I want the fire to continue it roaring, I would leave that open, and that would get the flames going. If I want to shut it down on a night time and I've just got embers, I would shut that, and that seems to do the trick. I've also put a CCTV camera in here, so if I'm not in here, I can access it, my wife can access it, so we can just make sure that everything's okay. I have put timber by the side of it, but I did that on purpose. So I wanted to check again to see how warm it would get. What else have we got? So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do some videos this week on more of these, adapt these. I've got Lucille the baseball bat from Walking Dead. I want to be doing that. I've got another walking stick, and I've got my my bird box cam as well. I will actually touch on something else. We bought an actual, I'll turn it around again. Sorry about the noise. So we bought this. This was the actual cam. I'll move you. Very unprofessional. Right, there you go. That's better. So we bought this. Can you see? So I bought this for Christmas for my wife as my idea was the bird box cam. I didn't realise it was that big. However, it is meant to be really good for night vision. They are on offer at the minute. I have just checked on Amazon, and I think these are either 30 or 35 quid. Obviously, you've got the little panel there, and it's at the minute it looks relatively easy to set up, but I'm having a little bit of trouble with the memory card. 32 gig, don't go, is it gig? Don't go any higher than 32 gig because it won't accept it. And it's still saying I can't format it. I haven't properly looked into it. I'm not fantastic with technology. However, it is quite big. And to put into a bird box, I don't know of the quality. So my idea was to use the little, I don't know if they class it as a spy cam or nanny cam, in my first bird box. And then I might try making a bigger bird box and seeing how this fares inside that. I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure. Or we've even spoke about maybe a hedgehog box to see what wildlife we've got around us. Like I say, we are quite lucky. We've got some fields and stuff around us. So we might even use this as it was meant for, maybe put it to a tree or something like that. Supposedly the batteries last quite a long time. Again, it's a bit of trial and error, but these are on offer, but I can't actually say at this minute in time definitively if they're any good. So we're going to try that one as well. Yeah, and I think that's about everything. If there's anything else you can think of, again, email us woodworkinglife@hotmail.com. And we will carry on with the walking sticks, the bats, the bird cams and the log burners. I hope Kim has kept up with the comments. I have seen, I do struggle, you see. I am dyslexic. I'm not using that as an excuse. If I try reading some of these comments, all you'll see me is staring at the screen, and no one really wants to see that. So Kim, my wife, tries to answer everybody on our behalf. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. I can see there is some chats going on, and again, I do go over the comments afterwards, but I do struggle reading them straight off the bat. Most people know I am from a place of well, I've been clean for nearly 6 years. I'm just touching on this because I do some videos sometimes on an evening. Me and Kim spoke about this. Do I cross the two over? I know I've mentioned it before. Do I cross the two over from Adam's woodworking life to a bit of energy, to some fun, and making different things, you know, some experiments, and crossing over to a place of addiction? Now, I was unsure about this. I didn't know whether to even talk about it, but I feel that nothing is off the table. I've spoke to quite a few of you about this, and I think it's probably the best way to do it is nothing is off the table. I have nothing to hide. If anyone has any questions, why, how I feel, how I got clean, it took me a long time, and it, bless her, my wife, you know, it was a hard time. It was a really hard time, but I am always prepared to talk about it and the journey that we have had and we're still on. Like I say, I've been clean and sober now 22nd of February, 6 years. And I do struggle with the, my wife always makes, you know, we always go out and it's great. But I do struggle with it. I struggle getting the congratulations for something that absolutely I shouldn't have done in the first place. But, you know, it is where I'm from. It is part of my history. And like I say, nothing's off the table. So by all means, ask any questions that you want to ask. Same as the mental health side of things. I do struggle. I do really struggle. My epilepsy, same again, is it changed our life, and it's changed our life quite a lot. But again, I've found a bit more of a purpose thanks to you guys. The support, the following, everything. We said what we'd do. We get to, hopefully, when we get to 10,000 subscribers, we'll do some sort of giveaway again. We'll do either a walking stick or something that you guys want. Maybe a burner, maybe a log burner, something like that. There might be an option for maybe to do a mini camper, but I've got to talk my wife into accepting that. I might have found the perfect vehicle very cheap that would make a perfect mini camper. I don't know if you've seen these rooftop tent boxes. Amazing. So there is a vehicle available to us that we that could be a possibility. Let me know if that is something that interests you. I have built a couple of campers in the past, so I have got some ideas if we do go down that route. I hope you have a good day. The day looks really nice. It's sunny. It's a bit chilly, but obviously it's sunny. It's really nice. It's good. I hope you have a great day. If there's anything that you want to talk about, by all means, email us. We will get back to you, I promise. Yeah, I really, really appreciate it. My wife appreciates it. We all appreciate it. I'm going to go and make myself a coffee and stoke the fire. Let us know what you're doing today. And I hope you have a good one. Thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one.